Over the past 3 years, the Wrestleverse has continued to expand like never before. Sanctioned and unsanctioned fight leagues, wrestling promotions, underground fight clubs, and narrative correctors. The Wrestleverse continues to become ever more connected with each passing second, opening doors to dream matches fans never thought were possible. Now, fight promotions across the globe are allowing wrestlers to compete in competitive markets, creating a broader portfolio for the competitors and a hell of a lot of amazing fight cards for the Wrestleverse. This is a Wrestleverse Top 10.
What's up, fight fans? Greetings from the Wrestleverse. It's your boy Tito, and you already know what time it is. It's time for your Wrestleverse Top 10. So we got a good amount of stuff for you guys today. So why don't we just get right into it, man? Let's start off with number 10. All right, man. So this was actually some really cool news. I actually really liked this. I actually saw it on Twitter as soon as Malcolm Bivens posted it. Malcolm Bivens addressed his leaving of the WWE. And in a post on Twitter, he showed a video snippet of him doing like some stand-up where he talked about his leave from WWE. And he claims he was offered a contract and he turned it down. This was the stand-up that he went to. But he just said, he turned it down. He was not happy doing professional wrestling anymore. He was just tired of it, And he said he did hear things about him moving up to the main roster, and he heard rumors later about him working with the Moss, but he never had any validity to it. But he just wasn't happy anymore. He didn't want to continue giving, his entire life to professional wrestling, and I completely get that. And so he also said though that he is done for now, but he might come back for the right price. But I don't know what the right price would be at this point if you couldn't get coaxed with making multi-millions possibly in the main roster. What's it going to take you to get back, man? I don't know. So, I would love to see him in the Wrestleverse again. He was a great manager and he was a fun personality. But, you can follow him on other stuff too. So, yeah, super awesome. And I really was glad to hear, he's taking his mental health and, how he is, what it means for him to be happy seriously. And that's that's the best thing that you can ask for anybody that you follow and that you actually are a fan of, So good for Malcolm. And, that's enough of that. Let's just move on to number 9. So I'm pretty sure we all kind of figured that this was happening just because we have not seen Candice LeRae in a while. She is reportedly gone from NXT and out of the WWE world. It was reported earlier this year that LeRae's contract was set to expire in the spring, but there were talks about them, extending her contract just because of, the injuries that she's had and the pregnancy and everything. But it turns out that she's been moved to the official alumni roster this morning. She's now a free agent, just like Johnny, which is pretty awesome. But, there's no news yet of them trying to go anywhere. They've been pretty quiet. I would love to see them in a promotion, and I would love to see them both wrestling, but they've been super quiet. I haven't heard any news about when they're trying to come back. LeRae actually leaves as a former one-time NXT Women's Tag Team Champion, which is dope. And, they were really, really good together. So, good luck to them in the future and wherever they try to go. Because, I would love to see them go back, like I said, to wrestling in some form. But we haven't seen them in, a year, 2 years, something like that. I know I haven't seen them in a while. So, yeah, I figured they were already gone. But I guess they just made it official. So, it is what it is. But let's move on now to number 8. So Big E has provided another update about his broken neck. So as you guys know, he broke his neck on that SmackDown episode that happened in March. And luckily he didn't suffer any cord or ligament damage. He actually was very close to, he narrowly escaped a stroke, paralysis, or death, according to Big E's doctor. That's some crazy news. But he revealed that, his recovery may be taking a little longer than expected and that his C1 isn't healing optimally and that he will need to spend another 4 to 6 weeks in a neck brace to avoid fusion surgery. So that sucks, man. That really does suck. But I mean, I'd rather them take as much time as you need. Like, he's expected to heal completely within 8 to 12 weeks. So, like I said, it does suck that, you know, the recovery time is so long. But I would rather make sure that he is okay, you know, than for him to rush it and then be paralyzed or die or something. I would really hate that. I love Big E. Big E is a great performer. He's a great personality for wrestling. It's just fun. He's a fun dude to watch. So take your time, Big E. Don't rush it. Get good and get better so that, you know, when you come back on fire, bro, because we are waiting on you to come back. And yeah, man, just I'm hoping that everything goes well. But there's some really interesting news at number 7. So I was not expecting to hear this news, boy. I'll be honest. I was super oh snap, okay. So apparently the WWE is impressed, very impressed actually, with Big Cass's AEW debut, or we know him now as William Morrissey. So according to Andrew Zarian on the latest Mat Men Pro Wrestling podcast, he said that he's not gonna name names or nothing, but there's been a whole lot of buzz just because of his match with Wardlow. So I don't know what's going on, or if they're going to try to have him back, but he definitely got Zarian said he got a couple of messages about him from people wanting to know when his contract ends. You know, his contract is actually set to expire with Impact. So I don't know, or is it? No, it is expired. It's expired now, but he still showed up that last one. I remember. Yeah, we already reported that. So I have no idea if this means they're gonna bring the duo back. I don't know if anybody wants to see him. If anybody, if everybody who watched AEW Dynamite knows that nobody wants Enzo, but I mean, Big Cass is an entertainer, man, and I mean, I liked their match. I did like their match, man, but I didn't expect to hear that the WWE was super impressed by that. I thought it was just an average experience. But hey, man, I'm happy for it. Let's see where it goes. But with that being said, let's move right on to number 6. So this is actually pretty dope too. The Authors of Pain are apparently coming back to pro wrestling, baby. That's super dope. Akam and Rezar both have not wrestled in over 2 years, but sounds like they want to make a comeback. So, according to some reports, they've been reaching out to other wrestlers about an event that they plan on running in early June from Dubai. So they're planning to promote the event, but also they want to wrestle on the card. That will be super interesting. And I mean, like you said, I thought that they were retired. I haven't heard any news from them except just now. I thought they were done with wrestling, and it turns out they're trying to have some kind of resurgence. So the last time we saw them was in March 9th of 2020 when they teamed up with Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy for an 8-man tag team match against the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders. That was the last time that we've seen them in a ring. That's crazy. So for them to come back in this big way, that's awesome. And it to be their event, that's huge. That would be some really big news. So I would definitely tune into that. And of course, you already know, I'm going to, if I hear any news about that, if there's any further details, I'm going to cover that, because that would be super awesome. And for it to be in Dubai, lit, super lit. But let's move on now then to get into number 5. So this is kind of interesting to me. It's super interesting because I am a gamer, or trying to get back to being a gamer. You know, being a dad and everything kind of takes away from gaming. But I don't want to get too sidetracked about it. WWE, as you know, has been doing really good with the gaming. And so they're going to actually make a role-playing game as well. And, so I'm skipping ahead too much. Let me bring it in. Stephanie McMahon, also known as the chief brand officer of the WWE, just was toting all the great things about how, the Q1 2022 earnings have been for the company. And, just how excited she is that, the the WWE has such commercial success, especially in the gaming world. And, you know, she mentioned how they continue to see strong performances from, you know, 2K's Supercard, like the WWE Supercard mobile game. And, you know, everything is just doing really well, especially in the gaming world. So she revealed that they have signed a deal for a new RPG that will be announced soon. So there's no release date for it yet, but they are planning on it. And so she just went on to say, you know, gaming is definitely a priority for WWE to reach the next generation audience. You know, like all of us and the ones beneath us are now coming of age, and all of us game. Like that's how we like learn about a lot of stuff. A lot of the ways that I learned about sports and things was from playing video games first. I had no idea the rules of soccer or football or like even basketball, but me playing video games as a kid, that just helped it, you know, it just made things make sense. So I think that it's a really cool thing that they are learning that video games are the way to really reach the next like age group. And that's a really good way to do it. Like that's probably the best way to do it. And if they want to keep experiencing that same success, this is the best route. And I know AEW is coming out with a video game. So yeah, get on it, guys. All these promotions, they need to get on it. I would love to see a GCW game. That would be awesome. But that just was an excellent segue to get into number 4. So super awesome news. Guess who's making a GCW debut? Will Ospreay just was announced that he will be making his debut at the I Never Liked You event on Sunday, June 19th from the Fetty Music Hall in Providence, Rhode Island. So that's going to be super awesome, man. There's no word yet on who his opponent's going to be, but they will be, you know, making announcements for the matches soon. You know, they got a little bit of time. It just turned May, so they got a little bit. But as you guys know, Ospreay is the current Warrior Wrestling champion and the current Rev Pro British Heavyweight champion. He's not done a lot in the realm of like American indie promotions, but like this is huge. This is huge that he's decided to come to GCW. And so if you guys don't know about where you can watch GCW, of course it's gonna be on Fight TV. If you want to go to get tickets and see it live, tickets range from around $35 to $75, and you can see it can be found at what's that right there, gcwnever.eventbrite.com. So go ahead and look that up if you really want to go. Other names that have been like announced, Lufisto, Jack Cartwheel, and Nick Wayne have all been on the are like names that have been popped up for that card. So go ahead and check it out, man. This one's gonna be awesome. I'd love to see Will in GCW. It's probably gonna be a banger. Super excited for that. Oh, got a comment. What's up, Keith? Let me go ahead and read something real quick. As soon as it decides to. There we go. All right. I was thinking of either buying 2K19. WWE 2K19, that's late. Get 2K22 or AEW Fight Forever. What do you think? Is Fight Forever the new one? Get the new stuff, bro. Don't get the old stuff. Like, you got to keep up with the times, bro. But, all right. I don't want to get too sidetracked because we're getting into some, like, real juicy stuff. So, let's get into number 2. All right. Wait, did I skip one? I skipped one, didn't I? I'm tripping. I'm sorry, guys. Let me go to number 3. I already went to number 2. I'm sorry. Scratch that from your mind. Number 3. Jesus Christ. My bad. Okay. Back to it. Number 3. So this has news about AEW written all over it, just so you guys know the preface. An entertainment executive, the NBC Universal Business Affairs Manager, Mike Candice, actually said that AEW should start focusing on the outside the ring content, just like WWE is, if they want to branch out and become more successful. And I low-key agree with that. And here's why. Just like Mike Candice said, he was just, it was an honest thing to say, and it really does make sense. So I'm trying to interpret what he said in like a grand scheme. Basically, out of ring content brings more fans to watch because not everybody wants to just watch people fight. That's basically what it is, and that's true. Like you have, notoriously a lot of women don't really like to watch people get bloodied up and beaten down, and AEW is way more extreme than the WWE. And the reason why the WWE has seen way more numbers is because of the drama that they have created just from it being not only, but also having that out of the ring kind of drama. That's why the Miz does so well. That's why a lot of the women's beefs happen so great. You have these personalities that show up and they can just take off without even having to fight in the ring, So, and then the fights that they have don't have to necessarily be huge wars and super bloody. It can still appeal to the mass amount of people that can put their kids in front of the TV too and let them watch because they've been following it. You get what I'm saying? So that's really where Mike Pandit was trying to come from what he was saying. And I do agree. I definitely agree with that. If you want your promotion to succeed and do really well and, make as much money as possible, you have to go by a drama angle too. Which, there is a good amount in AEW, but it ain't like WWE. That is a fact. Oh, all right. Got another comment. Let's see. First off, did I have my coffee? No, I don't drink coffee, and I won't start because the last time that I did, I was shaking profusely. I don't need coffee. I'm good. I just had a brain fart. That's all. I'm good. But all right, next one. Why do AEW have to focus backstage stuff? There's nothing wrong with the matches. No, that's not what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with the matches. AEW does a fantastic job with the matches. What I'm only simply pointing out is that for them to continue to be successful as a business, just focusing it as like a business and as a promotion, you would want them to, reach as much of an audience as possible, right? So the only way for you to do that is to literally bring in more things that would make more people watch it. Drama does that. Backstage bullshit that doesn't even really matter will do that. You get what I'm saying? So it's not even that I'm saying that you really need to focus on just the backstage stuff, but you need to add it. You need to add it and give it more time than you are right now. The matches are great, but we as wrestling fans, and we're like the more edgy, more hardcore, we like that stuff. But you need to reach more masses that don't always watch wrestling just for that. That's why the WWE does so well. It's the backstage stuff, man. Can't be just the matches. That's all I'm saying. And you have to also take into account this merger that's happening with Warner Media and Discovery. And we still don't know what that's really going to mean for AEW. And I still think that AEW should be a little worried because, according to numbers, it's falling down. But I don't really see that being that bad, or I don't really believe it. Let me say that because the amount of love that it's actually shown, it's pretty dope. Yes, there are things that we can pinpoint out that we don't like about AEW, but that's any promotion. But what I will say is that I don't think AEW is pushing fake noise to make their matches sound better like the WWE is. I really think that AEW will be fine. It's just a matter of will it stay with the Warner Media Discovery kind of thing that's happening, because it's already been said that Discovery's cutting back on a lot of stuff. They're not trying to do scripted things and all that other stuff. So I really don't know, man. I have no idea what's the future for AEW, but I really feel like Mike Pandit made a really good point, and they really should start focusing on stuff like that. But now I can get into number 2. Which is also some AEW news, just so you know. So, number 2. So, as you guys know, I reported yesterday? Yeah, last night I reported about how Forbidden Door sold out damn near immediately. And yeah, it was almost instantaneous how quickly they sold out their seats. So, that, of course, makes for a very happy Tony Khan. Took to Twitter to thank everybody for closing out the website. It was set. So it was noted by WrestleTix that Forbidden Door was set up for around 14,030 seats. And Tony Khan revealed on Twitter that they sold more than 11,000 tickets in literally 40 minutes. And it would have been more, or it would have been less time if the site wasn't backed up, because they didn't release all the tickets at once. So people were literally just waiting and waiting just for their chance to get it. So yeah, man, like that's freaking huge news. And it's crazy to me that, you know, they still haven't made like the card yet. He's just giving us like this promise that it's gonna be great and it's gonna be crazy. But I want to know what the card is. But also, like, I also reported yesterday. I keep forgetting. I reported yesterday that if you still want to try to get the tickets, they still got a few, and it's gonna open up on Saturday at 11 a.m. So good luck. May the odds be in your favor, because yeah, that's a super crazy thing that happened. I couldn't believe it. Almost 20,000, like what was it, 11,000, over 11,000 tickets gone in 40 minutes, probably less. Insane. So yeah, that's why that makes the number 2 again. I definitely had to touch on that again. But here's some real juicy stuff at number 1. All right, man. So this one was some drama, I guess, but dude, big news. Turns out that here we go. There we go. Jenni Santana is actually the daughter of WWE Hall of Famer Tito Santana. And, you know, she actually revealed that she just found that out a few years ago, that he is her biological father, but they didn't know each other at all, like their whole lives. So this was like something new. And Jenni also said, you know, she has spoken with Tito Santana on at least one occasion, but, you know, they really don't speak. They haven't spoken recently. She really keeps up with Tito through his sons, who she still speaks with periodically. So, I mean, if that works for them, then that works for them. She did say that Tito's been married for 40 years, and Jenni is not 40. So that's where the drama comes in. So there probably would be more drama if she did try to like start a relationship. She said she does hope to connect with her father more in the future, but she just doesn't want to push it. So understandable. And if you don't know who Jenni Santana is, we know her. Well, I know her for her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. She competed under the name Jennifer Haas. She won IBJJF World No-Gi Championships at Purple Belt in the female middleweight and openweight categories in 2019. She was super good. And she's she's the promotion, the Ultimate Women of Wrestling promotion. She's the general manager of that. And that promotion is actually set to have its first show on May 21st in Vegas. And the lineup of women is going to be names like Santana Garrett, Genocide, Chal Guerrero, Charlotte Robin Renegade. Like, that one would be dope. So if you don't know who Jenni Santana is, you should, because she's actually a pretty big name in the Wrestleverse. And she's doing some really big things. And that was just some huge drama, that she's actually comes from a lineage that she didn't even know about. And she just stumbled into the Wrestleverse without even knowing her lineage. That's freaking crazy. That just shows you, though, you know, sometimes it's just destiny. But yeah, man, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, this has been your top 10. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe to Take It to the Ring. Follow us on Instagram, TTR Wrestling. Follow us on Twitter, Take It to the Ring. You know, we got AEW Rampage going on in 6 minutes. So after this, you know, I'll be live tweeting that. Of course, we're watching Bellator tonight, SmackDown tonight. I'll be running down all that. I'll save Bellator, though, because we have In the Mix news on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. So save all that for Sunday, but I will be doing a rundown for Rampage and SmackDown tomorrow morning. We got the top 5 tomorrow, All Real Crew tomorrow. We got a great show for you guys. It's going to be awesome, so definitely tune into that. But until then, guys, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy T-John. Keep it real, man.